45 News continues to demand answers about the Safe Streets program. Today, the mayor, along with city leaders, celebrating 365 days with no homicides in the Brooklyn Safe Streets zone.
That location is blocks away from where the Brooklyn Day mass shooting happened that killed 2 young people and injured 28 others last year. No one has been arrested for the murders of those 2 victims. Fox
45's Mackenzie Frost pressed the mayor about transparency and funding concerns today. She joins us live from Brooklyn with more. Mackenzie.
Mary and Kai, we know that this celebration taking place here in Brooklyn Homes just feet from where the city saw the worst mass shooting in Baltimore's history unfold in July of 2023. At this point, no one has been arrested and charged with homicide. Despite that, Mayor Brandon Scott says the fact that the Safe Street Zone has not seen a homicide in the last 365 days shows progress. But when we pushed him for more answers about transparency, about what actually happened on that day, the mayor pushed back.
The sun is shining on a day the city of Baltimore says is worth celebrating. More than 400 days in the Brooklyn Safe Street Zone without a homicide. Just feet from where this celebration took place, families were ripped apart forever. The Brooklyn Day mass shooting leaving 28 injured and 2 dead. Trash, evidence markers, and cries of family members searing the scene into this community's memory in July of 2023. Now, while Mayor Brandon Scott says that will never be forgotten.
What do you think today's event, what message does that send to the families of this shooting and everyone who was impacted, especially given the fact that no one has been arrested for the murders?
Well, I just want to remind everyone that people were arrested and were charged. Maybe not for murder, but we know folks that were shooting here have been arrested and and went through the criminal justice system, and we're going to continue to push on that until we can't push anymore. We honored our word that we were going to work together to make this neighborhood a safer place, and that work today, as you heard, we're not celebrating victory, we're celebrating progress, and won't claim victory fully until no neighborhood has a homicide in the city of Baltimore. That's what the message is.
In the days after the mass shooting, we learned Safe Streets workers were at the party before the barrage of bullets started flying, completing mediations, yet those details shielded from the public and members of the city council.
There are still questions about what exactly unfolded in that. Will the public ever see the details of those mediations completed?
So I think we've been through this a lot, Mackenzie. The same way we don't ask undercover police officers to give out their information, we are not going to do that with our violence intervention workers. Just because some sections of the media determine that they want to make Safe Streets this focus and sometimes make Safe Streets this boogeyman, we are not going to compromise the people behind these lives, right? Because that's what we're asking them to do, as you heard from Bill earlier, to put their lives on the line.
Mayor Scott maintaining that keeping the identities and details of the Safe Streets workers and their efforts private is key. But several violence interrupters stood behind the mayor on camera for this event. This Brooklyn Safe Streets site, just one of 10 across Baltimore, operated by nonprofits. The program itself, though, housed within the mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement. Mayor Scott has used millions of dollars from Baltimore's $641 million allocation of federal COVID-era money to expand programs within Monzi. But that money will soon dry up.
How is the city preparing to maintain the progress and the efforts when the ARPA dollars were a one-time infusion of cash?
Yeah, I think, and that's a great question, Mackenzie. Listen, we knew that this was a temporary thing, and this is why we're working to what we call institutionalize Monzi, GBRS, further institutionalize Safe Streets throughout this work. This work will not go away as long as I'm here, and we're going to make sure that we do the necessary work to make sure they continue.
A commitment to keep these programs in the city budget, but not a clear plan on how to find the money to foot the bill.
And while the celebration today was to mark more than a year without a homicide within the Brooklyn Safe Street Zone, it's important to point out just how small the actual catchment zone is. And there also have been non-fatal shootings that took place within the zone. And just on the other side of the boundary line, there have been homicides within the last year. Live in Brooklyn, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.